Today what I'm going to talk about is a little known fact. Did you know that insurance companies do not have to insure you? Insurance, in fact, is a privilege, not a right. So you don't have the right to buy insurance. They have to decide that they want to take you. And I think in British Columbia, we have a tendency to think that the insurance companies have to provide insurance because ICBC takes all comers. But regular insurance companies do not take all comers. You have to be a good risk in order for them to take you on. Because their business is like any other. They need to make a profit. And if they don't make a profit, they're not going to insure you. So they're no different than Walmart, Walmart won't sell you a product that they're losing money on. They'll pull it off the shelf. A restaurant, you go to your local restaurant, if there's a food item that's not making money, they take it off their menu. If you go to have your car repaired, if you're costing that guy money, he's going to tell you, no, I don't want to do business with you because I'm losing money. Insurance companies are exactly the same. They're businesses trying to make a profit. They provide great service, but they're not your friends. They're a business. And I think one of the things that really bothers me is in the insurance industry is they have these silly commercials one of them that really sticks out to mind, I won't mention the name of the insurance company, but there's a guy standing up to his waist in a basement, flooded up to his waist in water. And he's going, oh, don't worry, I have this insurance company and everything's going to be wonderful. Well, that's not true. Everything is not going to be wonderful. Insurance companies do not want you to have claims. And yes, they will pay the claim, but if you have a history of claims, they're no longer going to insure you and they're not going to provide coverage. If you have poly B in your house, they're not going to insure you. If your wood stove's not inspected correctly and up to code, they're not going to insure you. The best way to look at this is insurance companies are making an investment. You're asking an insurance company to invest in you. You're going to an insurance company and saying, will you give me $500,000 or more if my house burns to the ground? And the insurance company's going, okay, is that a good investment? Are we going to make money on that? And so they do an inspection, and that's why they ask all these questions. So when you're buying insurance, they ask you, how old are you? How old is your house? How old is your roof? They ask you all these questions because they want to make sure they're making a good investment. And if it's not a good investment, they're going to say, no, thank you. We don't want to insure you. And that's really how insurance works. And really, another way to put it in perspective is imagine yourself. Imagine I come to you and say, I have a house worth $500,000. Will you rebuild it? And I'll give you $3,000 a year for the privilege of you looking after my house. What are you going to say? You're going to stand back and go, okay, is this a smart move? You're going to say, hey, Don, I don't want you partying in your house. I don't want your wood stove in the house. In fact, I probably don't want you doing anything because I'm terrified I'm going to lose my $500,000. And so then I call you up in a couple months and say, hey, my house just burned down and I was having a party and my buddy knocked over a candle. You're going to come forward and say, hey, I'm not going to pay you. I told you no parties and you went ahead and did it. So I'm not paying. Well, insurance companies are no different. The wordings, of course, are more complex, but that's basically what wordings are. They're telling you, hey, you know what? These are the rules. We'll give you this money, but you need to follow these rules. And if you don't follow these rules, we're not going to pay you. It's that simple. Insurance is that simple.